All right, let's get started on the Smart Notebook cloud-based service. So you may be familiar with Smart Notebook in its Smartboard application, but there's also a cloud-based and a distance learning application that we can use it for as well. So today in this video, we're just going to talk about a few of the functionalities that it has, and but it's not comprehensive, but just a few of them. So first things first, the way I've come to understand the cloud-based service is that it's sort of like a really intense or amped up version of PowerPoint. It's interactive and it has some games which are really fun. So the first thing to note is this is our homepage here. This is your class ID. So anytime you want your students to get onto the class, they're likely going to need the class ID. So make sure that they have that, and I'll show you how to share that later. But all of our students already have accounts. So once they sign in once, they should be able to just select your class for the future. And as we go on, we have the training. Now, Smart Notebook has produced some pretty comprehensive training. They take you through a tutorial system, and it's quite good. So you can click through that if you'd like. I'm going to show you a couple of the functionalities that I like, but don't hesitate to take the training. It's very good. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to left click on Add Activities. And as you'll see, we have a couple different things. We have import a resource, and what this does is, let's say you have a PDF file, or you have a PowerPoint or a Google slide that you've used in the past that you really like. You can import it into Smart Notebook, and you can make changes, or you can keep it the same. It's totally up to you. You can add a YouTube clip. You can just start from scratch with a new page. And then here are some activity templates and some question, reflection, activating prior knowledge. We're just going to start with a new page for today. So I'm going to left click new page, and they're just setting up the lesson. So here we are. We start with a blank canvas. So we can enter our title here. So we're going to double click on the left side, the double left click, and it'll enable us to change the text. So we're going to put an example title and a description. If you don't want the description, you can double click and delete it, or when you're in this mode, see before I've double clicked, it's just highlighted. I can move it around, and if I press delete on my computer, it'll prompt me to delete or cancel. So I don't want the description, so I'm going to delete it. Okay, so we have our title page. You can add an image to make it more beautiful, and this is a Bing safe search. So what that means is that it will automatically filter out inappropriate stuff. I'm not sure how effective it is. It's not perfect, so just keep that in mind if your students are creating stuff using this. So let's do a monkey, because monkeys are cute. And you just drag it, you hold down the left click, and you drag it onto your page. And here in the corner, you can left click and resize it, or you can hit this drop down menu and you can lock it in place so it can't be moved anymore. You can create another one, or you can do something called infinite cloner. Infinite cloner just means that you'll have an unlimited amount of them when you drag them out, but it's still loading. So you see I left click and then I drag it out, and I can create an unlimited number of them. I don't quite want them right now, so. And of course, if you want to get rid of them, just click on them and hit delete. Now that we have our title page together, we are going to create the next page. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to left click that blue plus, and we are offered a couple different options. We can add a new page to recreate sort of a title page if we just want to put some content down. We can add a YouTube clip. We could do a shout it out, a response, or a game. So we're going to add a YouTube clip. So we're going to left click YouTube, and we're going to search for videos. Now this does an automatic safe search. So what that means is it's going to take out the ad content, and it's going to make sure it's only safe for kids stuff. So we're going to type in monkey. That's our theme. And okay. Ooh, a baby monkey's midnight routine. I would like to see that. We're going to highlight it. So you'll see it's highlighted in blue. If it's highlighted in blue, that means that that's the one you've selected. We're going to left click add. And now this will play right in the slideshow. So you don't even have, it won't go to another browser to open it up and mess with all your formatting. It'll open right there. Okay, so we've got the cute monkey. The students will watch that right after the title page. We're going to left click plus, and we're going to add a new page, and we're going to put in a prompt. So our prompt is going to be, you know, why do you like monkeys? Okay, and I don't need a description, but I do probably need a question mark. And that's going to be our prompt for our next page. Here's something we can do though. Instead of adding an activity, we can, on the bottom it says, this page is view only on student devices, but we can convert it to an activity. So we can left click convert to activity, and we can make this into an individual handout activity. And we can take a look at the preview of what it's going to be like. So why do you like monkeys? The students can write in why they like monkeys on their device. Let's say you don't want to make that an individual handout activity. We can hit go back and we can just make it a prompt for the next page. So here we are, enter title. Why do you like monkeys? We're going to delete the description, and on the next page we are going to create a shout it out activity. Now this is very good for groups, but it's not so good for an individual student-paced activity. So let's just test it out. If at any time you want to preview what one of these activities will look like, you can go to the little magnifying glass in the corner and it will say preview. So all you have to do is left click on that and it will give you a preview of what it looks like. So here, multiple students have responded in an I like dogs, I like cats, what's better, cats or dogs, and they've all responded. This is great for sort of like sharing thinking, you know, what do you know, sort of a diagnostic form of assessment idea. So we're going to select that one. We're going to hit control, left click and go into it. Now, we have randomized or categories. If you have more than one prompt, you can select categories and it will place them in. But we only have one prompt, so we're going to do randomized. You can either have them respond with text or images, totally up to you. And then you can determine how many the maximum number of contributions per student is. Down here, we have show or hide the names. So if you would like everyone to know what everyone's posting, you can put show. If you want it to be more anonymous to get unfiltered feedback, you can put hide. Finally, we're going to left click finish. And we have a shout it out. Now, when you're in a teacher-led situation, you can start it and the students will be able to add their feedback. As we move along, we are going to left click the plus. And we have a game. So let's try out a game. So we are going to left click game-based activities. And you'll see we have a whole bunch of different games. We have fill in the blanks, flip and reveal. We can label, reveal stuff. We can do memory match, monster quiz, and team quiz are good for teacher-led, but they're not so good for individual. All the rest are pretty good for individuals. The one I like is the game show. That's what I'm going to show you today. So again, if you want a preview of any of the games, you can go into the left click this little preview button here on the magnifying glass, and it will show you what the game looks like. So I like the game show, so I'm going to left click the game show, and it's going to ask me, do I want it to be multiple choice? Do I want it to be true or false? So let's go with multiple choice. So I'm going to left click on multiple choice, and I'm going to enter a question. So what features does a monkey have? And you can enter your correct question first. Tail, What doesn't a monkey have? Scales. You can add as many options as you want. You can add another question. If you're not happy with the question, you can delete the question. But moving along, we're going to go to left click next. We can randomize the question order. I only have one question, so I don't need to. And we can left click finish. So now the students will be able to play a game show when they click onto this page. If you're on teacher led, you'll have to start it. But if you want to see what it looks like, you can hit preview. Okay, let's say we want to do a bit of assessment, a bit of formative assessment. We can left click response. So let's say we want multiple choice, true or false, multiple answers, poll and opinion, or a short answer. Why don't we do a short answer? So we're going to left click short answer, and we're going to ask a question. Let's say, why do you love monkeys? Okay, you can browse or drag an image into here from your computer. And you can create this open answer, or you can enter up to 4 correct answers. So let's say it were some sort of scientific term or something like that, or a mathematical term, and you want them to give you a specific answer. You can enter correct answers. So you can say they're cute. However, typically with these things on computer programs, they need to be very specific. So let's say your student misspelled there. Usually these things don't give them the correct answer. So I would advise going to open answer instead, but play around with it, see if you like it that way. So we have our short answer question. You can of course add other questions, but we're going to move along to next. And now you can give it a title, short quiz, and you can give instructions. Fill this out. Whichever you would like to put in there, you can. So we're going to left click finish. And now we have our little formative assessment. You can use this for a ticket out the door. You can design it any way you want. Okay, let's move along. We're going to go to add, and we have some interesting pre-made activities. So we can go to activating prior knowledge. And we have a KWL chart. We have a what do you want to know about the topic? And we have is this statement true or false? Then we have a couple handout activities. Let's put in a is this statement true or false? So again, you can hit preview if you'd like. We're just going to jump right into it. So is this statement true or false? We're going to edit, and we're going to change this. A monkey cannot climb. Okay, so they're going to have to say true or false. You can add an image if you want to give them an additional prompt. Here you can left click, add a question. We're just going to go on to add next. Now we can add a title and we can add instructions. Left click finish, and we now have a true false statement on our page. Okay, let's say we have had a bunch of activities and we want to consolidate with a big idea or something like that. We can go to questioning or reflection, left click, and we can do plus minus interesting. That's a group activity, so the kids can say, I really like this, I didn't love that, I thought this was interesting. We can do 3 facts, 2 questions, and an opinion. We can do an agree, disagree. We can do sort of a reflection, how do you feel about the topic? And then there's a bunch of handout activities you can go through as well. Exit tickets, share 3 things you've learned. Let's do a share 3 things you've learned. Now this will be individual, so this won't be a group activity, but it's really good for some consolidation. Let's say that you want to add in some content knowledge. You could also just add in a blank page, and you can type in the description, or you can add your own text and you can type in some content. You know, you want the kids to read something, you can type in the content, and you can put it wherever you'd like. But, oh no, this content comes after the lesson, so we want to reorder it. So what we can do is we can left click and hold, and we can move where this page goes in the order. So let's say I want it right after my game show. So I'm going to put it right in between the game show and the next one. So now when the students are looking through it, they have this content, and the next one they go to is going to be the student response. Okay, so that's how to create a little bit of one, a smart notebook. We're going to give it a title, and we are going to left click finish editing. Now it'll be in our bar here, so it's the one entitled example, and you can either edit it if you'd like to make changes, or you can hit start. So we're going to click start here. And if you sign on and you want all of your students to perform it at the exact same time, you can create a teacher-led situation. So you say, okay, students, this is my class ID. If you go to hellosmart.com, it'll prompt you to put in a class ID. You put that in, and you can join me as we go. However, if you want the students to do it on their own, they follow the same steps, but you just make the lesson pacing for student. When you make it student, you enable them to look through it on their own time. If it's teacher, you change the pages for them. Okay, so we're in a teacher paced example right now. And as you can see, we're on this page. When your student signs on, this is what they'll see. They'll just see the screen. And if you take them through it, then they'll see it. So to go to the next page, you hit the down marker, and we'll be able to watch our video. Okay, so it goes through the whole baby monkey routine, but let's say we've watched enough of it. We don't want to watch the full 16 minutes. We only want to watch 2 minutes, and we're done. We can left click the down button to go to the next page. Okay, now we have the prompt. Why do you like monkeys? Left click, and we can start the shout it out. Now they will not be able to contribute until you left click start for class. So we're going to do that, and the student responses will show up here. So they need to enter and go in. I don't have any students on right now, so I can't, but they will start popping up in here. If you want to delete them because they're inappropriate or something like that, just drag them over to the delete and it'll go away. Now, the next thing we can do is the game show. So the students will see a game show and it'll say, waiting for your teacher to start it. Once all your students are ready to go, you can left click start and it will start the game show. They spin the thing and then they're prompted for the question. What features does a monkey have? Monkey has a tail. And continue. So your students will complete that on their own time. You let them go through it. But if you want to go to the next page, again, hit the down marker. And you can go enter the title here. They can read the content page, whatever. Let's say we want to continue on. But oh no, one of your students is asking, whoops, I didn't quite get all that content, teach. So you're going to go back up and you're going to go to 6. But let's say someone in the class is going, oh, I came late and I missed the video, and everyone agrees they want to watch it again. You can click on the number with the box and you can scroll through anywhere in the slideshow that you want to go back to. So you want to go back to the video, go to the video. Okay, you finish reviewing the video and you want to go back to the content knowledge page, you can do that as well. If you'd like to get rid of this view here, you can just left click that number again and it will go away. Now, we're going to continue on with our process. We can start our reflection and it will show up for the students as well. The true or false, again, in order for the students to see it, you have to select start for class. Now we have our exit ticket, and you would be done. Once you're finished, you can go back to home with a left click, and you could start a new one. You could create a new one, up to you.